Well, hello farming friends, welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy Mistermoose. And we are back on Manchester with the Soul mod running, and it is day 6 or 7. I'm not sure. I think it's 6. But anyways, here we are on the farm. It is 5:30 in the morning, and we have advanced time so we can catch up with our fields. And now that our soul mod has recalculated for the day and we've got our next growth stage, we can go ahead and look and see where we're at. This field's looking pretty good. Our pH is about where we expected it to be. I think we're going to be alright with it. There's nothing else really to bring our pH down. There's no more herbicide going on this, or fertilizers or anything, so it should stay in about the range where it's at. Moisture content 46%. We are going to have to put some water on the field today. Nutrients, RN and PK look pretty good. We're probably going to use another value of another couple of values of N, but our PK should be about where done at this point, because we're in growth state 3 on this, so we shouldn't have any more issues with it. So PK should be about where it needs to be, so because you're only going to use 2 stages of PK in your growth. So whereas you use like 4 values of nitrogen, you only use 2 values of PK. Alright, back here to the backfields, and we'll start in field number 7, and we'll take a look at it, which is our soybean. We do know we're going to come in here and do some weed preventative today, so we will be spraying to put some herbicide down. So that's going to give us some moisture. Our moisture content is about where we expect it to be, 43%. Our nutrients, in some areas, are kind of not right. 7 and 3 right now looks decent. We're just going to kind of watch that and play it by ear. I think what I'm going to do is let my my nitrogen come down to about 5, and then I'll put a layer of PK on this field. But I may end up having to do the NPK. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm just going to kind of wing it on these this time. This field, of course, is completely out of whack. It's going to need a lot of moisture. Rethinking my moisture strategy. Somebody said that the weather forecast was actually for hail and not for rain, which is never good when you have hail forecasted for your fields. But if that's the case, if that is hail coming in, then yeah, oh well. There won't be any moisture coming off of that now, will there? So 29%. So we're going to go ahead and put a little little weed preventative on this today, and then we're also going to put some water on this field today. So no hot days in store for us, so we don't have to worry about losing any moisture because of the weather. So so this field's just going to get the herbicide, and then so basically we're going to water field 4 and field 6. We are going to put herbicide on field 6 and 7. The herbicide we'll be using today is going to be herbicide A, because again, herbicide A will kill wheat and wheat, barley, oats, things of that nature, your cereals. Herbicide B will kill your corn and canola, things like that. And then herbicide C will kill your sweet potatoes, your potatoes, your sugar beets, and your soybeans and sunflowers. So we're going to be spraying A, and that way we can use a combination of the two to go ahead and get our spraying done. And that's what we are going to do now. So let's get into spray mode. Probably what this video is going to be is a whole lot of spraying. A whole lot of spraying going on. Probably what we'll do is we will spray fast track time, spray again, and maybe get up to where we can harvest in our next video. Speaking of my next video, I do want to go ahead and point out to you guys, if for some reason there's not a video up this week on a particular day, and I know I told you I'm going to do my best to be very active in Farm Sim, getting videos out this week, and that is my complete intention. However, things that are out of my control might prevent that, and what could be out of my control is my cable. The wonderful folks at Media Crap Cable can't seem to get their act together, and yeah, I'm having a tremendous problem with my internet right now, and I'm not very happy about it. Was on the phone yesterday yelling and screaming at some little poor girl from India yesterday who had no business taking my telephone call when she couldn't even understand my telephone number. She really should have gotten off the line. So she got an earful, then her supervisor got an earful, and then his supervisor got an earful. But at the end of the day, Mediacom really doesn't want to solve the solution. The solution is they need to put a new modem in, and yeah, they told me they wouldn't give me a service call for 7 days. I'm sorry, kids, but that's unacceptable. 7 days to have to wait to get to get a service call when you're supposed to be paying a bill. You think I'm going to pay my bill this month? Oh, hell no. But anyways, so basically my cable comes in and comes out, goes in and out. It's absolutely something to do with the modem. I've tested all of my other equipment. Luckily, I still have a DSL connection, so if I'm really dying to get a video up, I can get one up, but it will take me 10 to 12 hours to get it up, and you know how that goes. So if I do videos and I have problems with the cable, the videos are going to be short, because I'm not gonna go back to that 12-hour upload for an hour-long video that we were doing. Whew, that sun is horrible at 5:30 in the morning. So anyways, I just give y'all a heads up on that. I'm recording this at 4:45 in the morning on Tuesday, and hopefully right now I do have some sort of what looks like to be a stable internet connection on the cable modem. If it holds, then you guys will get a video. If it doesn't hold, you'll get a video around midnight, because I'll have to put it up on the DSL, which, you know, that's the one thing. I expected to have problems. I can't trust this cable company as far as I could throw them, and so I kept my DSL connection until such a time that the cable company could prove that they were worthy of me relying on them, and obviously they're failing miserably. So anyways, if there, like I said, if there's a day when there's not a video up, or it's really late getting up, y'all will know why. I'm supposed to get a call back today from a technical rep from Media Crap, and they're supposed to tell me whether or not they can give me an expedited appointment or not. But apparently the folks in India couldn't do anything better than 7 days, so yeah. I'm sorry, but if you do business in the United States of America, your call center should be in the United States of America, and the people that answer the telephone call should be at least able to understand the 9 digits or 7 digits or whatever I'm giving you for a telephone number. If you can't even understand my telephone number, how are you going to understand the rest of the conversation? I speak pretty fluent English. I speak pretty clear and concise. Sometimes I garble my words up, but I pretty much don't screw my phone number up. I'm pretty good at just rambling those off. And when I have to sit there and say 1, 2, 3. That's not only insulting to me, but it's degrading to you, so you shouldn't even be on my telephone. I'm sorry. But that's my personal opinion, and y'all can hate me if, you know, haters be hating. But I'm sorry, my time is valuable. Apparently the cable company does not believe that. But my time is valuable. And I don't have time to sit and waste on a telephone call with someone who can't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Sure, you save a buck or two by farming that job out to India or Indonesia or wherever they're sitting at. Oh, and by the way, there's no way in hell that woman's name is Jan. I almost made the poor girl cry, but it's alright. If I insulted her, that's alright. I was insulted when she got on the phone, so. Oh, I'm all full of it this morning, aren't I? I'm so mad at my cable company, it's not even funny, y'all. Oh. But you know, the DSL connection here, it might be slow, but it's reliable. It doesn't go out. It can storm, a hurricane can blow through. That DSL connection, as long as there's power, it's on. It does not waver. I think my DSL connection in 10 years has gone out 3 times. That's how good it is. And if it were only faster, I would stick with it, and I would never get a cable connection. Because it doesn't matter what company you're on, whether it's Mediacom or Comcast or Cox, they're all horrible. I've had problems with every single one of them, and they don't care. Their customer service is an absolute joke. They know they got you, so they really don't care how they treat you. And that's the worst part about it. That's the insult on top of everything, is that you're sitting here irritated because you're trying to do something on the internet. Your internet connection's not working, and they don't care. It's just like your install appointments. They should owe you money if they tell you your install is between 8 and 12 and they don't show up. They should owe you money. You should get every bit of what you're supposed to be paying for at that particular time for free. And our government ought to step up to the plate and hold them accountable for that. Right now, there's nobody to hold them accountable. You can yell and scream and bitch and moan and try to get them to pay. Well, they're not going to do it. They got you over a barrel. I mean, what are you going to do? You're either going to get high-speed internet from them because, well, you can only have one in a municipality. So one of them gets the contract, and then they basically have the monopoly in your area. So it's either them or the phone company. Which one are you going to use? It's just such a joke. I don't know how it is for you guys that are over in Europe and other areas, but it's ridiculous here. You guys, I hear how fast connections y'all have and what speeds y'all are able to get. Huh. Not here. Not unless you break out that bank account. Alright, enough rant on the cable company. So, anyways. Ooh, it's going to be a stretch. Oh, just got it. Wow. just got to the line with it. Man, it is hazy this morning, isn't it? Very foggy. Very foggy morning here on the farm. But we're getting an early start. Alright, let's go grab another $10,000 worth of fertilizer out of here, or herbicide out of here. Alright, so now let's change how much money we have. And we'll change over to herbicide. Y'all ever notice that as you cycle through, it takes money out of your account and then puts it back in? So it adjusts the value of how much it costs you by what you've got. So if you look at my money right now, I'm at 154,125. As I start going through, it changes. 153,000. So the N is more expensive than the NPK. When I start going to my herbicides, they're a little bit more expensive than the fertilizer. And if I go to the double dose, it's really a lot more expensive. It's $20,000. So, yep. Quite a little expense difference there. All right. Let's go ahead and start putting that out. And we shall jump over here. Let's do this in reverse today, maybe. Since we're already at 26, we can come over here and spray this area over here first. Make our turn with our GPS. Come on up to the line. Make sure we've got the right herbicide on, and let's start spraying. And we'll start cutting our tram lines in. I'm going to get rid of a few things here real quick. And we'll take a screenshot here for the old record book. Put all this stuff away again. Like it was wandering on me. Alright, so we'll finish spraying up this field, and then we'll go put a dose of we'll switch over to water, and then we'll come back. I think we'll fast forward time just a brief bit, and then we'll come back and put some water and some other goodies on this field. Alright, let's roll down to 6, which is where I've got this rest of this field stored. Make our turn. We'll get our herbicide in place for this field. And then we just gotta water for a while. And again, this field won't get any more fertilizer on it because, Lord, it doesn't need it. It should actually be pretty close, though. If you take 2 units of PK out, it'll be around 5. It'll be around 5 PK and around 6 or 7 on our nitrogen, which would be okay. It's still going to burn it up a little bit, but it's not going to be nearly as bad as it was on the last harvest. Alright, so we'll get this little bit left done. And we'll move over. Foggy, foggy, foggy morning. Y'all must love my videos. I always find something to bitch about in my videos. You sure do complain a lot, Mr. Moose. Well, you know. That's the way I am. All you ever do is rant, complain. Such hostility. Alright, come on there. Fold in, buddy, so we can get moving on. And we'll head back out to the farm. We'll fill it with some water. And we'll go from there. I'm not sure if this map's supposed to have traffic on it or not. I typically leave traffic turned off on all my maps. Just because I can't stand getting run into by vehicles and having to wait for them, because they never drive the right speed. And I know there's some mods out there to control traffic, but I just assume turn it off. It does look cool on some videos, but I don't know. I want to do my thing and enjoy my thing and not have to deal with the rest of it. So we'll come back over here, we'll switch over, and we'll get the rest of our money back that we put in here. So switch it back, and you'll notice our money will come back up since we didn't use all of that fertilizer. Weed preventative. We'll fill back up, and we'll switch over to water. Alright, so switch this over to water. Should be able to fill this thing up with water for free. Alright, let's burn off some of this haze real quick. To do that, I gotta be out of the vehicle. So let's bring it on up to about 8 o'clock in the morning. A great demand at the garden center for manure. You know, we have a ton of manure. I wonder how much they're buying it for. We might be able to make a lot of money. I don't really like using manure because, like a full, complete stack of manure in this game will only get me, it only gets me, well, where's the manure price at? I don't see it. Oat, soy, paprika, compost soil, silage. Is it on this next one? Huh. I don't know, but I might haul a truckload over there and see what it gives me for it. Manure on this, like field 4, will take the entire maxed out amount of manure that my cows have given me. And so that's just really that doesn't do a whole lot for me. It just takes too much. I don't mind doing the slurry, because the slurry works out all right for you. You've got the slurry, and you can continue to get slurry either with the slurry off of your animals. You can also get slurry from from the BGA. So slurry's not that big of a deal to me, but the whole manure thing, and you don't reproduce enough manure fast enough to be able to keep up with the load that you need. Alright, so we're spraying water this time on this field just to get our moisture content up to where it needs to be. I need to come over here and dial this down to number 4, and that will give us our field. That will give us our lines here for this field. Oh, let's make sure that we're on the right one. Yep, field 4 spray. Alright, so we'll just kind of creep on in here, turn on our sprayer, and get to going. So if there's a great demand for manure, and I think right now I have 250,000 liters of manure. So if I can take that and sell that off right now, that'll be money in the bank, because I'm not going to use the manure in the fields. Rarely do I ever use it. Now, there are some benefits to using it in the field. If you take it and put it on the field and you work it into the soil, that will give you fertilizer value. If you take it and put it on the field and don't work it in, you get moisture value for it. So it just depends on how you put it on the field and how you work it as to what you get for it. So I've never messed with it with the soil mod. Well, I haven't messed with a lot with the soil mod. I've messed with it before, just regular gameplay, but I've never really been into it. Slurries, like I said, slurry I'll use, because you got 3 options for slurry. One, and like I said earlier, you can use the animals, the BGA, but you can also, there is a mod that you can get that is a placeable slurry container that you can place, and you can actually buy slurry from it, so you'll never run out. And that's the point with it, is if I do slurry, I don't run the risk of running out. I can always buy a little bit of slurry where I can't buy manure. So that's another reason I don't use manure. Alright, so line this guy up, get our boom out, and then we'll get to spraying this line. So yeah, we can get the old front end loader out and load up some manure into it, run it over, and see how much money we get. And it's not showing up on my PDA though, for how much manure is. So I don't really have an idea, other than there's a great demand for it. So that'll give us a little something else to do. We don't necessarily have to fast track through time as much as I had planned to do in this video. So things change. So why don't we do that when we get done with this? We'll throw a trailer on, we'll load it up with the front loader, and which will take absolutely forever to do. So I hope you guys are ready to be bored out of your wits. And no, I won't fast track through time on that. Somebody told me that the other day. You need to take a book out of such and such's page. Take a page out of such and such's book. He has a great way of presenting his videos so as to keep his viewers engaged and entertained. That's fine. To each his own. But I'm not into doing highlight reels. Besides, I might stumble across something to tell you in the middle of doing it, and if I'm doing a highlight reel, I might edit it out by accident. So I'm not doing as much first person today. I thought I'd mix it up a little bit instead of always being right here. I dig being right here because of the track IR and being able to look around, but I know for you sometimes this can get boring. At the same time, I know there are people that just absolutely love the first person view. So I just kind of mix it up a little bit, and I'll give you your first person view here and there, and you know, we'll keep it fresh. Sometimes we'll do it, sometimes we won't. Alright, so I really should refill right here, but I'm not going to. Gosh, I should go refill. We'll risk it. Actually, I might get away with spraying water. Water might go all the way, whereas the herbicide and the fertilizer didn't. Actually, the herbicide didn't, but the fertilizer did. Maybe it's because I'm doing double dose of the herbicide that it doesn't go all the way. Maybe that's what is adjusting for the dosage, and it's not covering the entire field. Whereas it seems like the fertilizer, I can cover the entire field, and it looks like I'm being able to cover the entire field with the water. So must be what it is. The herbicide must come out at a greater volume. Alright, so we'll head up here and we'll make our turn here. Oops, a little too early on getting that out. And we'll adjust this real quick to 24. There we go. Get our spray on. Just out of curiosity, I've never tried it. I'm going to go over to where you get the water from and see if I can fill up with water. I doubt I can, because water is not normally something you get except for in the Soul mod, other than water to go give your animals. So I would imagine it is something that I cannot do. anywhere but at the fertilizer tank. But I never tried it, so might as well. I know, I should be sitting still while this folds in, because that's the way you would do it in RL. Alright, so we'll pull over here, we'll get a little bit of water. Oh, I was going to go over here and try it real quick. Man, I have a really short attention span, don't I? Yep, can't get it there. Can't get it there. That's a shame. Alright, so switch back over to the MPK. Fill up with water. Alright, so go back to the water. There we go. So yeah, yesterday's video when I freaked out because I had like $8,000 in debt, and then I was $10,000 in debt, and then all of a sudden I went to $8,000 in debt, and then went back to $25,000 in debt. Well, I figured it out that it was all tied off of that fertilizer tank that you fill up with the MPK. That's the reason you go back to MPK, and the reason you have to switch there at the tank is because you switch there and it changes the amount of money you spend. So, robbery. Alright, so let's get this folded out, get lined up on our cornfield. We'll throw a little double dose of moisture on top of this thing to get it back where it needs to be. Oh yeah, lined up. Alright, and we'll run through this field real quick, and then we'll see if we can't go throw a little manure into a trailer and sell it off at the garden center. It's odd to me how some things in the soul mod calculate immediately and other things don't. Like, it's picking up the fact that I just put herbicide down and it's showing me my 3 days of weed preventative, but the moisture values from it aren't calculating, and they don't calculate until midnight. To me, if I spray, that should calculate right after I spray it, but I don't develop these things. I just play them. So we're looking good though. We'll have our moisture content in control on this field, and we'll be alright. we'll definitely get a higher yield. Remember, we only got 30,000, 33,000 off of that first harvest that we did out of here that we burned up so bad. I'm betting we do a bit better as long as we don't screw up and put some NPK on here by accident. All right. Alright, last run on our water tour here. And with that, we should be good. Should get us up to 57%. Prior to calculation, at midnight it'll calculate to 57, and then it'll immediately lose 14% for the daily usage, which will be fine. So that'll get us tomorrow when we come in. This field should be at 53 or 43%. The soybean field will be at 43%, and the and then field 4 will be 43% as well. So we should be in check with all of them. Alright, so that'll end up our little spraying adventures. Let's get our everything folded up. And we'll go see if we can get rid of some manure real quick. Well, there won't be anything real quick to it. It'll take a little bit of time. But we'll get it done. That's where you need a front loader and a bucket, a big bucket, instead of a tractor and a front loader attachment. That or a conveyor belt. Could just get a conveyor belt. That would knock that out real quick. Alright, so we'll park that there and we'll be done with it. We'll grab this guy, and just for the sense of giggles, we'll might do both. Might start off with a front loader and then try the other afterwards. So we'll drop this right here, drop our front weight off, back up a little bit, pull forward. I gotta get out. I gotta put the front end attachment on. So I gotta come here and say R to put the mount on. Now we can pull up to it. And we are good to go with that. And I probably have to get another attachment, don't I? Because I don't think the bucket will get manure. We'll look real quick. Oh, and it will get manure. Cool. Well, then let's go get a tractor and a trailer, and we will get some manure loaded in. Might as well use this one. We will probably be replacing this one though. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I've been messing around with that John Deere that Serious Gamer gave me, and there's a couple pros to it. It has some really sweet IC, and again, y'all know I'm not that big into IC, but you know, a little bit is kind of cool. There's a couple little things in it. It has a graphical representation of the fill level of like your trailer. So if you're running a trailer, it shows you the fill level of it. That's kind of sweet. And then it has the wheels and tires do get dirty where this one doesn't, which is a bonus. That's really about it though. So as far as it goes, it's not that awesome. The other thing though is the sound of it. I don't really like the sound of it. It doesn't sound that much like a it doesn't sound as much like a John Deere to me, whereas that John Deere model has the gear whine that a John Deere has, and so sort of like that. The new one doesn't. The one that we've been messing with, it doesn't have that whine of the gears in it. It just kind of stays at a nice little monotone, and it doesn't sound as much like you're getting on it. I mean, when you set up your tractor and you pick your gear range, then you use your throttle to adjust your speed. So your engine noise doesn't stay at a nice low tone when you're driving. It picks up. You know, you're going to turn some RPMs so that the tone of your motor is going to change as you go around. A lot of people don't know how to drive a tractor. I mean, you've got several gear ranges that you go through. It all depends on the tractor too. You know, you can pick a range, and then you can pick a gear that is in that range. So like you may have a certain series of John Deere that'll have an A, B, a C, and a D range, and then within that it'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gears that you go through, or 4 gears, excuse me. Mine has 4, and so you go through the gear ranges on it. So you'll set it up for, you know, if you're going to be doing field work and you're going to be working in a really granny gear, you're going to be in an A range, and then you'll go through A1, 2, 3, 4. But if you're going to be running on the highway, you'll probably switch into D range, and D range will give you a higher gear ratio so that you can run down the highway at a moderate speed and not hold traffic up completely all day long and piss everybody off. So, you know, mostly though, if you're doing plowing or something like that, you're probably going to be in your B range, you know, and working, you know, a 2 gear or a 3 gear. It just depends what you're pulling, and then you swap the gear, and then you can adjust your throttle within there. So there's a lot goes into it. Some tractors are that way. There are other tractors, the newer ones are a bit different. Hang on one second. Sorry about that, guys. My headphones started chirping at me and I needed to plug them in. Some of your new tractors, though, now they just have H1, H2, and you put it in H1, and then, like, if you're in one of the new R series or something like that, and you've got like an H1, H2, and then you have all your gear selectors that go through there, that go along with that. So, and you set the amount of RPMs that you want to run, and then what gear you want to run from there. And a lot of the new tractors, it's computer controlled. A lot of that too, is you can recall exactly where you want it to be, and it's pretty neat. It's changed quite a bit over the years, the way the tractors are, and the transmissions in them. So, anyways, getting back to it, the new 8 series, 7 series, 8 series, the transmissions in them, they have quite a bit of a whine to them when you're up and running with them at a higher, when you have more torque on them, and so you're sort of hearing that in that 85 right there, that I don't hear in that John Deere that is that I was looking at, was that Serious Gamer gave me the link to. And I know that's nitpicking, but it's little things like that that stick out in my mind when I'm messing with a mod. And it might not mean anything to you, but it means something to me. I hear it. I mean, some of my tractors, when I'm running them, that I don't have cabs on, you're hearing that motor rev up, especially if you're running a PTO shaft, because you have to have so many revolutions just to make the PTO work. So you got to pull the engine RPMs up to have your PTO shaft work, and then you have to adjust your speed that you run through the gears on the transmission. So your engine's going to be revved up at a pretty high level anyway, so it's not going to be at a nice low rumble like this one is right now. It would be what you hear when I'm putting the gas on this one. You would hear that the entire time, and it would stay. Like, for instance, if I was mowing grass or doing anything that would have the PTO turning, I'm going to be up around 4,000, 5,000 RPMs the whole time. I'm not coming off of that. And then I'm just adjusting my speed with whatever gear range I'm in and whatever gear I'm grabbing. So if I'm in H1 but I'm on 5th gear, and then if I need to slow down a little bit, I can change down to 4th gear, change down to 3rd gear, vice versa, go up. But I'm never adjusting my throttle at that point. Where are we at? Well, we got about 45% in here. Not taking too terribly long. We've actually got a little bit of time left in the video, so might not bore you guys completely to tears. Conversation about gear ratios might, though. I don't know, some people might find that interesting. There are some people that may have never stepped into a tractor and don't know how it works. Now, all of that depends too on the size tractor you have. If you have a compact, it's going to be a little bit different. You're really only going to have a range selector, which will give you your high and your low range. And then you'll have a hydrostatic transmission most likely on it, where all you do is you step on a little pad on the floor pan that's going to either give you forward or reverse. And depending on how hard you step on it or how soft you step on it, it will make the vehicle go forward at a certain speed. So you basically set your RPM where you want it to go, and with your throttle control, and then you use your hydrostatic to adjust the speed of the vehicle. Completely different than a D series that I have, that allows me to change gears and run with all the different ranges. I have 2 different levers that I shift with, so oh, come on now. Let's get over here and continue to dump. And then you've got my old Massey Ferguson, which is, whew, man, it has a range lever and a gear shift lever, and then the throttle on the console. And you basically, you pick a range, and then you do the same thing. You pick a range, pick a gear, throttle up. If you need more speed, you throttle down, change gears, throttle back up. And don't ever try to put it in high range, 4th gear, and just let the clutch out, because you are going to pop a wheelie and possibly tear something in the rear end. But you're highly, very, very likely to end up on your ass if you do that. I've scared the living bejesus out of myself before doing that. Popping the clutch out, too many RPMs, too high of a gear. Thought I was coming off the back of it. Those old tractors are fun to drive. They'll scare the snot out of you. We're getting there 4% at a time, 3-4% at a time. Oh yeah. I really, really want to get a G27. I should get one. This would be so cool with a joystick and a G27 to do this kind of work. After seeing how much fun doing the forestry is with just 2 joysticks, I can absolutely see how much fun this would be to do loader work with 1 joystick and a G27. To be able to do all your raising, your boom and your bucket controls without having to worry about throttle and steering and having those controls nulled out when you're trying to steer. That would be very, very cool. Whoa, that was bad. So just a few more scoops in here, guys, and we'll have this loaded up. And we'll go see how much the garden center wants to give us for manure. So we need 2 more scoops. And 1 more should do it. I know, I probably should have done a lot of this first person. I didn't even think about it. Sorry about that, guys. There we go, 100%. Pour that back there. Alright, so let's back out of here. And for now, we'll just pull this over here and park it next to this, because if we make good money on this manure, I will probably end up doing this all over again. Alright, so shut the motor off, and we'll go grab the John Deere, and we will head to the facility at the garden center. Alright, let's look at where that's at again. So we're just going to come out the front gate. It's down by the shop. Alright. Man, for this to be an 8 series, it sure doesn't want to pull this trailer. Yeah, I went to move my head around and really forgot. Oh yeah, this one doesn't do that. So what we're going to do is, as far as that other John Deere goes, I'm going to get the dealer to give me one for a day, a loaner, and we'll use it on the farm a little bit, see how it goes, and then make a decision from there. Aesthetically, it's nicer than this one. Your speedo tack that's on your inside door column is much better than the other. Let's make sure where I'm going here. Okay. It's much clearer. You can see it a lot better. Man, look at this thing. It's just struggling to pull this manure. Wow, that's funny. I mean, seriously, it's an 8 series. It should have no problems pulling this manure. But anyways, we'll bring the other one in and we'll look at it. It's got the green star on it, and it's pretty nice. And we'll check it out. I'll show y'all the IC for it, and let you guys make your decision on what you want to do with it. Where is the manure bin? Oh, there it is. Duh. So look, I can't even make a turn with this thing. Wow, that's just funny. Let's lock in some gears here to make sure that we can turn. Seriously? Alright, so let's see what we get for this truckload of manure. Trailer load of it, whatever you want to call it. Looking pretty good. $108,000 for that trailer load of manure. Yeah, I think we'll bring some more over here. What do y'all think? Seeing as we have like $250,000 worth of, or 250,000 liters, and that was 40,000 right there to get us 100,000. So that's about $400,000 worth of manure I've got left over there. Yeah, I'm thinking I can part with it. I can part with the pot if you're willing to part with the pig. Anybody remember that one? Obscure movie reference for 500 bucks. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so that brings us up to our hour mark. And that'll wrap up our video for today. I will maybe continue to do a little manure hauling off screen. And increase our coffer, which will allow us to do some more goody things. Maybe we'll end up getting ourselves that truck and trailer that we need for this farm, so that we can start doing things like hauling manure off. Maybe get a larger loader as well, who knows. That wasn't too terribly bad. So yeah, I love the fact that he put these feeder rings in. I just wish you could use them. You know, I'd love to be able to bring hay and, you know, bring my straw over here and put it in here. It actually looks like you can. Huh. I wonder if you can actually throw grass in here. Because that looks like grass to me. I don't know if that's supposed to be grass or silage though. Or TMR. You got water over here. I might have to check on that. I might have to see if you can put a little feed in there and mess with that, because that would be cool. So, alright, so we'll put this in place. We'll wrap this video up for today. I do appreciate you guys watching. With any bit of luck, I'll get my cable modem working on somewhat of a frequent basis, and we'll be able to continue to do videos all week long, and we'll be able to do the hour-long videos. I'll keep bitching and moaning to the cable company, see if I can't get that fixed. So anyways, yeah, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. The rest of you guys, make sure you come on back tomorrow. We'll do another video, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do. I do a new video each and every day as long as my internet connection hangs out, and we'll get another one up for you tomorrow. And as always, to that one guy who dislikes every video I put up, thank you so much for watching. Your view counts. Alright guys, we'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks again, and I will see you then. Bye bye.